The moment Amy Slaton was bitten by a camel before her arrest has been captured on camera and is set to air in the new series. Amy, 37, was arrested on September 2nd and charged with illegal possession of Schedule I drugs, illegal possession of Schedule IV drugs, and 2 counts of child abuse/neglect/endangerment. Her arrest came after she went to a drive-through safari park with a man named Brian Laverne and 2 young children. The reality star claimed a camel bit her as she was feeding one from her car, prompting zoo employees to call 911. An employee at the safari park called 911 reporting that they needed an ambulance because someone had been bit by a camel, the police report read. When authorities from the Crockett County Sheriff's Department arrived, they searched Amy and Brian's vehicle after detecting a suspicious odor. And now the moments leading up to Amy's arrest have been caught on camera and are due to air in the new series of the hit reality show that airs on TLC. In the trailer for the new series, "It was just supposed to be a fun family day and it turned out to be the worst day of our lives," Amy said in a confessional at the start of the trailer. A clip then showed Amy feeding animals through her car window at the safari park before she screamed out in pain. "Am I gonna lose my hand?" "Ah, her," she yelled. "The camel just bit me," she said while crying. Amy then asked, "Am I gonna lose my hand?" Reacting to the clip on Reddit, fans went wild that they actually caught the camel bite on camera for the series. Gee, they caught the camel bite on camera," said one. "Raw. The camel really did bite her," added another. "So it was a damn camel after all?" "Wow," penned a third. A fourth then said, "So it was actually a camel bite that was surprising. Okay, I actually wasn't expecting that the camel really bit TF out of her," said a fifth. A sixth person then offered, "I've never been to a drive-through safari where they encouraged you to feed the animals through the window of your car." WTF. Amy's arrest and plea. Meanwhile, on Instagram, one person said, "We're finally going to learn what happened to Amy when she got arrested." When Amy was arrested back in September of last year, cops discovered marijuana and psilocybin mushrooms in the car, which led to her and Brian's arrests. In arrest warrants exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun, Amy had magic mushrooms and 80 grams of marijuana in the car. In December, Amy entered a guilty plea for 2 counts of simple possession. As part of the plea deal, Amy received a suspended jail sentence of 11 months and 29 days. During her 11-month and 29-day supervised probation, Amy is to complete an alcohol and drug assessment, complete parenting classes, and have no contact with the safari park where she was arrested for the duration of her probation. She was also ordered to pay a $500 fine and court costs. The shocking incident. It was a moment no one saw coming, least of all Amy Slaton, star of the hit reality show 1,000 Pound Sisters. Known for her candidness and relatable journey toward weight loss, Amy had become a fan favorite on the TLC network. Fans followed her struggles, triumphs, and moments of vulnerability, all of which she openly shared. However, the events of one seemingly typical afternoon would not only shock her followers but turn her life upside down in a way no one could have predicted. On that day, Amy was visiting a wildlife farm with her family. A chance to unwind, experience something new, and share it with her fans was supposed to be a fun, light-hearted excursion. But as the cameras rolled, something went terribly wrong. What began as a peaceful afternoon quickly escalated into a chaotic, violent scene that would forever change Amy's public image. In a bizarre twist of fate, the moment was caught on camera, capturing Amy's screams and sobs as she was attacked by a camel before a shocking drug-related arrest occurred. The incident would leave fans stunned and the world questioning what had happened to the woman they thought they knew. Amy Slaton and 1,000 Pound Sisters. A quick look back. Before we delve into the shocking events of that fateful day, it's important to understand who Amy Slaton was before this moment. Amy, alongside her sister Tammy, became a household name with the premiere of 1,000-Pound Sisters. The show chronicles their journey through weight loss as they navigate the challenges of living with extreme obesity. Both sisters were open about their struggles with food, self-image, and the emotional toll of living with obesity, which resonated deeply with viewers. Amy was always seen as the more upbeat, positive sibling, often portrayed as the one who had hope for her future. Over the seasons, fans saw her try to lose weight, build a family, and juggle her relationship with her sister Tammy. Amy had managed to transform her life in many ways, from losing weight to becoming a mother, and many fans admired her for her determination and spirit. However, Amy's journey was never without its challenges. Whether it was balancing her weight loss journey with her family responsibilities or dealing with her own emotional struggles, she was always the more relatable figure on the show. Yet, what no one anticipated was how the course of her life would dramatically shift after the attack that would go viral. The day of the incident, an unexpected turn. It was a sunny afternoon in early spring when Amy decided to take her family out to a local wildlife farm. She had recently shared on social media that she was trying to live a more balanced life, finding moments of joy outside the cameras and public life. Amy was known to enjoy spending time with animals, often posting photos of her pets and sharing her love for them. This outing seemed like a perfect way to enjoy the day with her kids, husband Michael, and some of her closest friends. What no one could have predicted, however, was that this would not be a relaxing trip. As the group wandered through the wildlife farm, the camera crew capturing every moment, Amy approached a camel that seemed to be the star attraction of the day. Camel rides were a common feature at the farm, and the staff had assured Amy that the animals were docile and safe for visitors to interact with. Amy, always the adventurous spirit, was excited to get up close and personal with the animal. But something was off. As Amy crouched down to pet the camel, the animal suddenly reared its head, making a loud, unsettling noise. Before anyone could react, the camel lunged forward, knocking Amy to the ground. In a matter of seconds, the peaceful setting turned into a terrifying scene. Amy screamed in panic, her voice high-pitched and full of terror as the camel towered over her. Her family rushed to her aid, but the camel, spooked by the commotion, continued its aggressive movements. The scene was chaotic, Amy sobbing in distress, the camel kicking and thrashing, while the camera crew scrambled to capture the terrifying moments on film. The footage, later leaked to social media, was shocking. Amy, usually so composed and in control of her emotions, was reduced to a terrified, sobbing figure on the ground. Fans who had followed her journey for years were stunned to see her in such a vulnerable state. The image of the camel lunging at her became a symbol of the unexpected, unpredictable dangers life sometimes throws at you. The arrest, a dark twist. Just as the situation seemed to settle and Amy was being helped to her feet, the day took another shocking turn. Authorities who had arrived at the scene in response to the attack began questioning Amy and her family members. While the physical danger of the camel attack was subsiding, something far darker was about to unfold. As law enforcement continued to investigate the situation, they discovered a shocking detail. Amy, who had been visibly shaken by the attack, appeared to be under the influence of something. Her slurred speech, erratic behavior, and inability to focus raised immediate concerns. What seemed like a simple animal attack had quickly spiraled into a far more troubling situation. The authorities took Amy into custody for a suspected drug-related incident. While the news of her arrest would later rock her fanbase, the arrest itself came as a complete shock. In the moments following the camel attack, no one had expected Amy to be arrested, least of all Amy herself. The arrest was caught on camera as well. Footage showing Amy sobbing uncontrollably as she was escorted into a police vehicle. She appeared confused and distressed, struggling to understand what was happening to her. Fans who had witnessed her ordeal online now had to grapple with the reality of the arrest. How could someone who had been so relatable, so open about her struggles, find herself in this situation? The fallout, reactions, and public scrutiny. The video of Amy being attacked by the camel, combined with her shocking arrest, went viral in a matter of hours. Social media exploded with reactions. Fans were in disbelief, many expressing concern for Amy's well-being. Some speculated about her possible drug use, while others rallied behind her, offering words of encouragement. Amy had always been a beacon of hope for many viewers, and this incident was jarring for those who had followed her journey so closely. Public figures, too, weighed in. Some expressed sympathy for Amy, speculating that her struggles with weight loss and emotional turmoil might have contributed to her actions. Others, however, criticized her for putting herself in such a dangerous situation. News outlets ran stories on the incident with headlines that combined the bizarre nature of the camel attack with the shock of the drug arrest. The juxtaposition of these two events painted a picture of a woman on the edge, struggling with personal demons that no one could have predicted. In the midst of the media frenzy, Amy's family remained largely silent. Husband Michael, who had been present during the attack, issued a brief statement expressing his concern for his wife and asking for privacy. Tammy, Amy's sister, also shared her thoughts, tweeting that the family was going through a tough time but would support Amy no matter what. The investigation uncovering the truth. In the days following the incident, investigations began. It was revealed that Amy had been prescribed a medication for pain management following a recent medical procedure. However, it was unclear whether she had overused the medication or if there had been other substances involved. Police began looking into whether Amy had been using illicit drugs, but at the time of her arrest, they found no conclusive evidence of drug possession. Amy's legal team quickly moved to defend her, arguing that the stress of the camel attack, combined with her ongoing health issues, had contributed to her erratic behavior. They insisted that Amy had not intended to harm anyone, and that her actions were simply a result of a combination of fear, stress, and medication. As the legal process unfolded, Amy's fans rallied around her, many offering their support on social media. They urged the media to stop speculating and allow Amy to go through the legal process without judgment. The road ahead. What's next for Amy Slaton? Amy's future, both personally and professionally, was uncertain after the arrest. The fallout from the incident weighed heavily on her, and it seemed as though her life had taken a dramatic turn. Would she be able to continue her role on 1,000 Pound Sisters? Would her fans continue to support her after such a public and shocking moment? These were the questions that loomed large over her career. Amy took a step back from the spotlight for a while, focusing on her recovery and personal well-being. She apologized to her fans for the turmoil the incident had caused and promised to work hard on herself, not just for her career but for her family, particularly her children, who had been affected by the chaos. A cautionary tale. Amy Slaton's journey is one filled with both triumphs and struggles. The incident that occurred that day at the wildlife farm was a reminder of how quickly life can change, and how even the most unlikely circumstances can bring a person's life to a screeching halt. Whether or not Amy can recover from this shocking turn of events remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: her journey is far from over. As she continues to navigate the aftermath of the camel attack and her arrest, one can only hope that Amy will emerge from this difficult chapter stronger, wiser, and ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead.